In this lecture, we are going to understand the concept of Wheatstone bridge. Now, the elementary conception of this bridge has already been studied in our school level physics in current electricity chapter. I am just giving a brief description of this bridge. A Wheatstone bridge is generally used for medium range resistance measurement purpose. Now, what is medium range resistance? It is the resistance value between 1 ohm to 100 kilo ohm. This is called the medium range resistance. Now, what is the high value of resistance? More than 100 kilo ohm is called high value of resistance. Okay, and less than 1 ohm is called low value of resistance. So in this Wheatstone bridge, we are going to measure resistance values ranging between 1 ohm to 100 kilo ohm. The bridge is most efficient in measuring this value of resistance. So suppose we have a resistance value of ranging between 1 ohm to 100 kilo ohm and the resistance is R. Okay, so we were going to measure this unknown resistance value R by comparing with some known resistances, that is P, Q and S. The value of P, Q and S is known. What is unknown? It is R. So we have to put this R resistance value in this bridge and have to connect it with the supply source, that is V. Then we have to make the bridge balance. Balance means when there is a zero current flow in this galvanometer, okay, then only it will be said the bridge is balanced. How could we do that? We can do it simply by making the resistance R a variable resistance. That means, like using a pot, you can vary the value of the resistance S in order to balance the bridge or make the galvanometer current I equal to 0. If the bridge is balanced, then the condition comes, that is P by Q equal to R by S. From here we can determine the value of R, that is P by Q into S. This relation can be obtained by using voltage division rules as per we have learned in our circuit chapter. So I think we have understood the elementary concept of Wheatstone bridge and how we can measure a medium range unknown resistance value, that is R here, taken by using this Wheatstone bridge. Now let us understand this Wheatstone bridge with a problem solving. In this Wheatstone bridge there is an unknown resistance, that is Rx. The bridge is balanced, or here I equal to 0 when the R1 is 50 ohm, R2 is 65 ohm and R3 is 100 ohm, like this. But here R3 value has 5% tolerance, that is plus minus 5%. So if you have any doubt about tolerance, then go to my tolerance lecture. You will understand the concept of tolerance, or I will give this video link in the description box below. So if resistance R3 has 100 ohm and has 5% tolerance, that means R3 has the value of 100 ohm into plus minus 5 by 100 plus 100, that means like this we can write. So here R3 is equal to 100 plus minus 5, that means either 105 ohm or 95 ohm. There is two values of R3 we have to consider as it has 5% tolerance. So here Wheatstone bridge formula that we have just learned, that is P by Q equal to R by S. So here P is equal to R1, Q is equal to R2, R is equal to R3, and S is equal to R4. So first, considering the value of R3 is equal to 105 ohm. So if we put the values here, we can write here R1 by R2 is equal to R3 by R4, or better to say Rx, not R4, Rx. So Rx is equal to R2 R3 divided by R1. So we can write Rx equal to, it is equal to 136.5 ohm. So one value of Rx considering the resistance 105 ohm is equal to 136.5 ohm. Now considering the value of Rx, R3 is equal to 95 ohm. If we want to determine the value of Rx, that is equal to like this. So here Rx is equal to 123.5 ohm. So according to the question, what is the range of Rx in ohms? The range of Rx is equal to 123.5 ohm to 136.5 ohm. This is the range of Rx. Now our next problem is an unbalanced DC Wheatstone bridge is shown in the figure. At what value of P will the magnitude of V0 will be maximum? For this type of problem, first we need to understand the question first. In this Wheatstone bridge, first of all, the bridge is unbalanced. The bridge is not balanced here. That is said in the question. That means the value of current in this branch has some value. It is not equal to 0. Clear? So if we put a voltmeter across this branch, then what will be the maximum value of the voltmeter will show what will be the maximum value of P. For that, the voltmeter will show the maximum value or its highest value. Okay, that means the voltage between these two terminals, let us take it a name A and this is B, VAB will be maximum. What will be the value of P for making VAB maximum? I think you have understood the question. Here VAB is denoted as V0 according to the question. Now here we have to simply apply voltage division rule. Now your question will be why? The answer is, applying the voltage division rule, we have to determine the value of VA, that is the voltage at this point, and the value of VB, the voltage at this point. Whenever we can take the difference between VA and VB, then only we can calculate the value of V0 according to the question. For that reason, we have to calculate or apply the voltage division. So let us first determine the value of VA. So VA is equal to supply voltage E into R1 plus X divided by, this is R1 plus X, PR plus R into 1 plus X, because we are considering this branch or the upper branch. Here the resistances are given PR and R into 1 plus X. Now if we similarly consider the lower branch, that is this branch, here the resistances are PR and R, so our VB will be E into R divided by R plus PR, simple voltage division rule. Now if we calculate VA minus VB, that is equal to your V0, that means we have to subtract like this. So finally calculating from here we get V0 is equal to like this. Let us give the equation is number 1. Now look at the question here. Again, what will be the value of P so that the value of V0 be maximum? We have studied in maths a chapter called maxima minima, and that chapter, to determine the maximum or minimum value, we have to perform derivative. So here we have to perform the same operation, that is a derivative between V0 and P, because the relation has to be obtained by considering V0 and P according to the question. So the value of V0 will be maximum if derivative of V0 with respect to P is equal to 0. This is the condition, and if we proceed with this condition, then only we can determine the value of P that is asked in the question. So let us calculate that. So from equation number 1 that we have formed here, if we perform the derivative of V0 with respect to P, we will get simply E into like this, and this is equal to 0 as per the question. Okay, so simply we can write from there like this. From here we will get like this, and finally we will get P is equal to root over 1 plus X. This is the value of P for which the value of V0 will be maximum. I think the concept is clear to you. If you have any doubt further, then please mention in the comment section below. Thank you.